88.1 XFM, Toronto State Music Station. Also, another sponsored episode of Mike Time with Marty. Jets Car Grooming, all the way from Tauranga. If you want your car spick and span, just go Jets Car Grooming. I have a good friend of mine from TikTok who does cosplaying. He's been doing film. He is a jack of all trades. And say hello to Adam, also known as the one and only Cade Frost.
How you doing?
Woo! So whereabouts are you coming from?
I am in Pennsylvania of the U.S. The United.
So what's it like in Pennsylvania?
Cold and a lot of deer. That's about it.
A lot of deer?
A lot of filmmakers, but I think it's because it's a lot of nothing out here. So we have the opportunity to use a lot of landscapes.
Fair enough. So first of all, thank you for being on the show. You've been a huge help for me when I first started TikTok, and I think it's pretty cool to be able to talk to you one-on-one instead of having like a few hundred people on live streams or stuff
right.
like that. So pretty cool to be able to chat with you one-on-one.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries. So for people that don't know who you are, so people that have been living under a rock, who is Cade Frost?
Cade Frost is, as you said, a jack of all trades. I've been to the Douglas Film and Arts School for special effects and audio engineering, as well as video engineering. And I've utilized that in the lateral of acting, voice acting, editing, post-production, production, the whole round table of everything. And my agent actually pushed me to start making a presence with my art and my work on makeup. So I started doing cosplay and creating characters in which represents, I have a total of 18 characters. 2 of them are not in the film that I'm making. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to dump it all out there, let everybody see what's going on. And I am currently working on a film. So, and I am all about proving to people that anybody can do what I do. All you have to do is just put your mind to it.
So are we allowed to know what the film is about or anything about it?
Yes, I can talk about the film if you want to know about it.
Yeah.
The film is actually called The Chronicles. Well, it's a series. It's a 24-part series that explains a build-up to a film, to the movie. And it's called The Chronicles of the Hymn and the Hollow, representing the chronicles of life and death. It is a horror fantasy. The best way I can explain it is it teeters to the surreal while being in reality. It has very fantasy-like twists within the entire series and film that are unbelievable, that you can tell are definitely fiction, but it has such a horror twist to it, a psychological horror twist to it. And we have approximately 8 writers right now, confirmed writers, and each writer will have 3 1.5-hour episodes, which may get dulled down. You know how the process of work video goes. That usually ends up to being a 45 to 60-minute episode, commercial breaks, etc. The conjecture of it is you have multiple main characters, and each set of these main characters have 3 full episodes to explain their origin, their build-up, and their latitude of where they're going towards. And each writer bringing these characters to the table have brought phenomenal aspects to the entire round table. We have reapers, we have projections of clowns. It's not really a clown, but it's a clown. We have the essence of dark entities, hunters, bounty hunters, dark paladins. I mean, it goes all the way around the spectrum, and how it comes together is just so fascinating.
Okay, well, it sounds like a dream because I know a lot of people that are into that sort of stuff. Once the series starts coming out, we're about to be able to see it.
We have a bidding auction that's going to take place before it gets aired. Hopefully, the two we're aiming for is either Hulu or Netflix. We have those opportunities on the table, and when the time comes in a few years, that bidding war is going to be pretty interesting to see who's going to try to claim it.
Oh, better start saving soon.
Right.
So, of course, doing TikTok, you do have your issues. So, you've had a few accounts that have been terminated. Um, you've got hate accounts which I hate seeing, to especially a nice guy like you who's just wanting to help people. How do you deal with all the hate?
The number one factor that we all of us have to remember is one, we're on a telephone.
Mhm.
Never in the decades of I've lived 4 decades of my life. I'm going to be 41 this year. Never in my life have I ever had a moment where I said a phone's going to dictate how I mentally, emotionally, or physically feel. We have to remember that. We have to remember we're on an application. This application does not dictate how we're supposed to feel in our everyday lives. We get on there for entertainment. I think the problem that had somewhere within the last couple of years that happened is we all kind of got emotionally too involved with the app. And that's not just TikTok. That's every platform that, we have to be careful to not get too involved and feel like we're changing who we are. So that's what I do. It like a water on a duck's back. Just let it roll off, because if all else fails, look, I went through 5 accounts. I've been Thanos 5 times, my mains, and that doesn't stop me. It doesn't change the artist who as I am. It doesn't change my talents. I can still come back and keep bringing it. Those numbers and statistics can always be refilled. It's just like water to a glass. You got to think of it. You're either going to be the glass is half empty or the glass is half full. I'm a full person. I'm seeing it as half full. I'm more of an optimistic about it. So that's fairly about it. Like, I don't let the loss of something dictate the progress of what I'm doing and who I am.
And this is a bit of myself. All right. So, Cade, how well are you about thinking on your feet?
I hope good.
Good.
Everybody's fantastic with it, but we'll see.
Well, I'm going to put that to the test. So this is a recurring segment I have on my show. It's called Quick Fire Questions, where I'm just going to ask you some quick questions, and you're going to answer them as quickly as you possibly can.
Okay.
Okay, so Coke or Sprite?
Coke.
Sunset or sunrise?
Sunset.
Okay, summer or winter?
That would be winter.
Okay, how do you have your coffee?
Black.
Okay, if you could pick one celebrity to meet, who would it be?
Wow. I've met so many. That's the problem. Chris Platt. Chris Platt.
Chris Pratt. Okay. If you could pick one place in the world to go with COVID no longer being around, where would you go?
Scotland.
Scotland. Okay. Are you a watcher or a reader?
I'm a reader.
Okay. Favorite book?
Favorite book? Tolkien. Anything Tolkien. The Lost Tales is my favorite.
Okay. Do you like spicy food or sweet food?
Spicy.
Okay. What would be on a scale of 1 to 10? What's your spice tolerance?
What was that?
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would your spice tolerance be?
10.
10. So if I was to give you this Tabasco, you'd be
You can give me a Carolina Reaper. I'll eat it in the raw right now.
okay. Okay. If you could pick one TikToker to do a collab with, who would it be?
That would be Eternus the Eternal.
Ooh,
I love him.
good choice. Good choice. And last question: where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully retired, looking back at the progress that I've helped everybody in this project with, sitting back drinking a glass of mead and laughing about our progress and our prosperity.
Okay. Well, Cade, here's your chance for redemption. You get to ask me some quick fire questions. You can be as difficult as you want.
Okay. Which platform is your favorite?
It's a mixture between TikTok and YouTube.
Okay. What is your favorite music style?
Country.
Nice.
Hmm.
Any horrible habits you would like to kick by tomorrow?
Um, hmm. I like to bite my nails, like my fingernails.
Okay. What's your aim for the future?
To have my own talk show on TV.
Nice. What is your direction in entertainment for today, as in this era of your life?
Right now it's just making as much content as I can possible, but I do like doing comedy skits. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Okay. Top 3 TikTokers that you can't resist watching.
You, of course. Call Me Chris and probably one of my good friends, Destiny Renee, who's friends with the likes of Uncle Tix, Finding Huggy, and guys like that.
Nice. That's about all I got.
You got one more?
No, I'm pretty satisfied.
Okay, cool. So, what gave you the idea to start doing TikTok, to start doing social media, and as well as making a film?
Well, this is my third film. This is my third and I'm working on. 2 are done. One is Water to Wine, and then another one's called A Ghost Story. And the film was actually written years ago, and it took a big turn because I wanted to open an opportunity for other actors, writers, etc., to take this doorway that was this opportunity that was offered to join me and be part of it, to see the other side of the curtain, I guess you could say. And I've been a retired entertainer and musician for over 20 years now. And I just came out 2 years ago, out of retirement. And everything went digital. From when I started, everything was more of a hard copy within the music business, to physical representation, to now everything's online. So with social media, that's kind of why I was forced to take the online presence. And cosplay's always been a big thing for me. So as a musician, a lot of bands that I have worked with, I've always either dressed up, took an alias, etc. So cosplay's always been a second nature.
Okay. So, what celebrities have you met?
Well, let's start with name a genre of music, and I'll go from there.
Okay, country.
George Strait. I've met George Strait, Alan Jackson. God damn. I can't. Why his name's not even thinking is on my head. When the Thunder Rolls. It's blowing my mind. I don't listen to country that often, even though I met the guys. But George Strait and Alan Jackson, I remember wholeheartedly because I've had personal experiences with them, as in sitting down, dinners, etc. But yeah, like with George Strait, I learned that he's the originator that wrote the song I Swear, in which the boy band All for One made a remake of it, and then a million other people followed suit. So that was pretty impressive to find out he was one of the original writers.
Pop music.
Pop music, I have met Katy Perry. I have met Lady Gaga. I have met, which I can't pronounce his name, the guy that did Gangnam Style.
Psy.
Yeah, Psy. He says it differently. I always feel weird because I don't say it properly. Like I mean, if you're talking EDM pop, pop goes a wide range, wide variety, because I've met a lot of EDM artists and worked with them, such as the Pegboard Nerds and groups like that. Justin Bieber, not a great experience on my behalf, but I have met him. But yeah, it's the top of that list.
Okay,
right.
So when you meet Justin Bieber, was it young Bieber? Like
Young Bieber. Yeah, it was young Bieber. It was years ago when he was on top of his rise. He's all over everything, and that was his big thing. Bieber now probably has changed, because I've been seeing a lot of his work, and he's getting really into orchestrating his productions instead of just kind of doing the hip hop thing.
Yeah, fair enough. So, if you could pick one genre of music and do like a concert, what genre would you specifically want?
Synthwave.
Okay. And why is that?
Synthwave, a vast exploration of the imagination on a well-rounded level. Because just one minor alteration to that style, you can change the style completely. You can turn it into dubstep, you can turn it into glitch hop, you can turn it into 80s sound scores. And that's a beautiful centerpiece when it comes to music. You can even make metal music out of it, which is pretty impressive.
Okay. So when it comes to doing cosplaying, how do you come up with your characters?
Sometimes I wonder if I'm crazy.
Don't worry so much.
No, I have a lot of characters that come to mind on spur of a moment, and that have absolutely no influence from an outside source. It's just kind of like you're sitting there staring to the ceiling, and you're like, you know what, that's a cool idea. And the next thing you know, I turned it into a character within the next couple of days.
Okay, so if you had to come up with a character for me, what would you name it?
For you?
Yeah.
Icarus.
Icarus.
We would say no, the character wouldn't have wings. It would have a resonance of that mythological characteristic, to where you can soar, but you do things the hard way for an intentional reason, for the experience, the wisdom, and the morale. In which Icarus did the same thing, had the intent, and did things the hard way intentionally, because it made him better.
Kind of sounds like me.
That's just off the top.
Okay. So, are you into UFC, WWE, anything like that?
Was into the UFC before UFC became Pride FC, like way back in the day. Hoist Gracie was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
The Gracie family was definitely my favorite. Kind of got milked down for the entertainment value, but we know how that goes. I'm old-fashioned, and I believe that if you're learning self-discipline or fighting techniques, the original basis of Ultimate Fighting Championship is what it should have stayed at, because it represented exactly that. There was no flashiness to it. It was a legitimate, all stances of mixed martial arts and survivability in that octagon.
Okay. Well, Cade, this is another recurring segment on my show. Have you heard of a show called Hot Ones?
No.
No? Okay, so
television for the life of me for the longest time.
no worries. So it's where the host, Sean Evans, gets his celebrity friends to eat hot wings and ask questions.
Okay.
Yeah, something you might want to be on. See if you can outspice Sean Evans. So it's a recurring segment he has on a show, and I've kind of stolen it. It's called Explain That Gram. So I'm going to dabble into your Instagram, and you just have to explain that gram. Now, most of them are videos. So let's go with okay.
Okay, that is a clever portrayal of imagery. If you watch it, just blindly watching it, you're like, wow, this is perverted. But if you actually pay attention to the body language I'm giving, I'm actually just doing pottery. And hence I look at the camera like, what? But it's trickery. That's trickery. It's out of humor, it's out of comedy, it's trickery. It's a man doing pottery, but it looks dirty because the pottery is going to crap.
Fair enough. All right. Next one. Guy with the pickle in his mouth.
Okay, you're getting into the what series of my content. Any video where you see me go, what? That is me kind of challenging creators to say, this is content. What? It's funny, confusing, but it's me asking the creators, can you please elaborate what the point of this was?
Okay. Okay. And one of your OCs?
That's Arcadia, in which I will be doing tonight. But Arcadia is the TikTok savage. That's the best way I can put it. Bouncing off the walls. I use transitional camera techniques to make it look like he teleports and bounces around the room like a cartoon character. He has the personality of that humorous asshole, I guess you could say. Like, he's the one that'll always say what you don't want to say and ruin it. He's not the wingman you want. He'll always ruin it just because he thinks those awkward silences are hilarious. And for the most part, a lot of people mistake him as a voodoo personality, but he's not really that. He's just a wild and crazy, zany cartoon type character that's there for everybody to laugh and bring back the spunk to the platform again.
Okay. Again, sounds like a dream. So, if you had the chance to make I wouldn't say cartoon, but like an animated series about your life, and you got to pick maybe 3 of your OCs to be the stars of it, who would you pick?
Hobo the Clown, Patches, and Arcadia. Okay. Those 3 represent me wholly, like completely. All 3 aspects of my personality are in those 3 characters.
Okay.
Hobo the Clown is literally the defining depiction, the sad clown, the make everybody else smile, don't worry about himself, even though he's hurting, if he's hurting. Patches is more of the boat keeper, the one that will help somebody get to and from, but he is formed by the fabrications of society's madness. So he's broken pieces of everybody's happiness, pain, torment, all emotions combined. And then Arcadia is just the savage.
Just the savage. All right. So, Cade, are you ready to play the proper game?
I hope so.
All right. So, while I was sitting here trying to figure out what I'm going to do, I actually came up with a name for it. Finally, for the past maybe 5 or 6 people that have been on the show, I haven't came up with a name. So, this is the game's debut. I'm kind of glad it's you. This is called Third Time's the Charm. So basically, I'm going to give you a category. It can be music, chocolate, and you're just going to name 3 of them.
Okay.
Okay, so give me 3 brands of chocolate.
3 brands of chocolate. Hershey's, Daffins, and Ceres.
Okay. Name 3 celebrities beginning with the letter B.
B.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow, why is that stumping me? Brandon Lee. I'm thinking last names before first. Brandon Lee, Bray Wyatt, and Beyonce.
Okay, I love it how you mentioned Bray Wyatt. Yes. I interviewed Jack Kruger, who does professional wrestling, and he can sound and he looks exactly like Bray Wyatt, and I love it. And then there's
Nice.
also Stone Cold Steve Kyle, who can sound like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's awesome.
I love those guys. All right. Name 3 countries in the world you would want to visit.
That'd be Scotland, Australia, and the Netherlands. Anywhere in the so I want to just visit that entire region. So
name
Iceland, etc.
Fair enough. Name 3 of your favorite days.
3 of my favorite days.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be very weird. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
And can I ask why?
I am one of those abstract people. I hate weekends. And it's not a work thing. It's legitimately being able to freely not feel congested in society. Weekends are the most congested days where everybody's trying to do too much at one time. So Tuesday's a great day because Mondays we're all dragging ass. So Tuesdays is you're definitely full on potential, full energy, go getter day. Thursday's the bridge where you're actually starting to die down, and Friday is pretty much the day where it's ready to party. You got that energy again, just like Tuesday.
All right. Name 3 of your favorite alcoholic beverages.
Well, that would be mead, cognac, and bourbon.
All right. Name 3 foods that you hate.
3 foods that I hate. Brussels sprouts. Can't do it. Mutton. No. And a leg of lamb. I just gagged thinking about that. Ugh.
Please don't throw it, because then I'll make that the thumbnail. All right.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh.
All right. Name 3 brands of clothing.
3 brand. Oh. Well, that would be Fruit of the Loom.
Mm-hmm.
Aeropostale and American Eagle.
Okay. Name 3 TV shows that you'd want to be on.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Blacklist, that's a for sure. The Witcher.
Oh, yeah.
And American Horror Story.
Okay. Follow-up question: DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Yes. 3 of your favorite Marvel superheroes or Marvel characters.
Okay, are we going anti-heroes, heroes? Because you know what I mean. If you're a Marvel fan, that's a thin line there.
Just any Marvel characters that you like.
Okay, well, Spider-Man, as per heroes, Spider-Man's the best hero due to the fact of his strain and struggles.
Okay. Now,
Hero.
give me which kind of Spider-Man?
Classic Peter Parker, 1968.
Okay. Yep. Right. Got 2 more.
Okay, so I would have to say Gambit,
Mm-hmm.
the Raging Cajun. I would have to say him. And then a Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. All right. And final one, besides cosplaying, film, all that stuff, show us a secret talent. It's already. Oh, he's moving. Yes, he's got the guitar out.
Oh, let's see if I can do this here with this minimal space. Ooh, it's out of tune. It's been out of tune for a while here. But I can play guitar, piano. I'm a musician. I was started as a musician when I was 9 years old.
Okay, cool. Well, again, Cade, here is your chance for redemption. You get to ask me some categories. You get to ask me about my special talents. The floor's yours. Basically, the tables have been turned.
Okay. Okay. So what is your key talent that you offer the public as an entertainer or producer, etc.?
Well, one of them is I do voice impressions, but the other one is I do magic tricks.
Nice. Hand of illusion.
Yes.
Love that. Love that. What is the biggest event you've ever done in your life?
I performed for my prime minister, or for our prime minister. She came to one of our shows, and she was up in the grandstands. I was like, oh, looking around, I was like, holy shit, it's the prime minister, gotta keep it cool. And that's when I was doing comedy before COVID started. So yeah, just going around saying like, oh, there's my parents, there's a few friends, there's my mentor, and there's the prime minister.
No doubt. And name at least 2 films, whether independent or syndicated, that you've been in or played a part in.
Oh, good. I was in a short film about upcoming New Zealand performers where I did my voice impressions, basically told them about all the stuff that I do. And then I was also part of a animated film for a high school where they needed me to do all the voice impressions that I can do for the characters. So yeah, had Donald Trump, you had Mickey Mouse, you had Russian, you had all these guys, and yeah, it was just me, my microphone, just doing voices and reading a script. And then they didn't contact me for the next probably 2 months until they sent me the final product. I was like, first of all, you made me look like an asshole. Second of all, this looks great.
Right. Let's see. What is where do you see everything going with the show here so far?
Well, yesterday, since 5 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep, yesterday I had a Grammy nominated artist on the show, so I think it's going well. I've had people from the WWE, America's Got Talent. I've got a few New Zealand national heroes happening. Basically trying to be on every single social media I can and just making a name for myself. I'm on Cameo, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, I'm probably on it.
Nice. That's fantastic, man. And what would you, and this is my last question, what would make you smile seeing me, Cade Frost, do for you?
Well, you've already made me cry, because I remember when I did a live stream and apparently it was called Breaking Martin, and you decided to jump in. I'm like, what? So you've already made me cry. I actually don't know. It's awesome to have you on the show. So I think just keep being you.
I can definitely do that with ease.
Yes, you can definitely do that, and I know you can. All right, Cade, I'm going to give you the floor. Promote yourself, Instagram, TikTok, everything. Let the people know what's going on.
Well, it's very simple with me. Cade Frost. It's either Cade Frost altogether or Cade_Frost. You can find me on every and any platform there is. You will, if you're looking to find me in the music business, in hip hop, I was known as King Nasty. As in metal, I was known as Voltron, Attilas, and Iron Finger. In the EDM scene, I was known as Polybius Jack, as in Polybius, such as the video game spelling, or Ignify. And as per, like I said, where you'll find me now, be active, look for Cade Frost, whether it's Cade Frost altogether or Cade_Frost. And you can find me on anything and everything.
Okay. So, how about this? We'll go through a list of all the social media platforms. We'll see if you're on them.
Okay.
Okay. Instagram, of course, TikTok, of course, YouTube.
Yep.
Snapchat.
Yep.
You're already on Clapper. Rizzle.
Love Motif, Clash, Triller, telling you, it's all of them.
Cameo.
No, you know what? Cameo, I did not get on. There is a wait for me on there for my agent because we're trying to project the series with Cameo.
I think I might be able to help out with that.
Then we'll definitely have to have a phone call about that.
Yes, no worries. Okay, well, Cade, thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Is there anything else that you want to say before we sadly conclude this interview? And please, no tears.
Yeah, when it comes to social media, everyone, please understand that your phone or an internet software, website, whatever, should never dictate how you feel about yourself or anything that you do. You will never change. A platform will. People on the platform will. Habits will. But you will always bring to the table yourself. And that's never going to change. And you should love who you are and what you do no matter what. You can't have the sweet without the sour. And trust me, especially with everything going on politically, emotionally, and everything in the world, it's a dark time. So it's up to us to keep a smile on everybody else's face, especially our own.
Amazing. So what time is it right now?
It is 12:24 in the afternoon.
In the afternoon. Okay. So what are you doing for the rest of the day?
Content and paperwork.
Oh, dude, I'm the same.
I have to get a lot of content done, and then I have to do a bunch of legal paperwork for the transcript transfers and everything else for the film. So you know that process.
Running a business is hard, I know.
Not easy.
Not easy at all. All right. Well, Cade, again, thank you so much, brother. It's awesome to be able to chat with you one-on-one. Again, thank you for all the support. I expect nothing but greatness in the future. And if you do end up coming to New Zealand to do a premiere for your new film, I will be there.
And definitely. And thank you, man. This has been fantastic. And I'm always open to collaborate in any way, which way I can. You already know I'm very open-minded. I will tell you every single open moment I have throughout the week, and we can make it work. So that's just who I am.
So last question, if you could see anyone on Mike Time with Marty, who would it be?
Anyone?
Anyone.
I would like to see Mortus. Mortus is a fantastic cosplayer and a very, very genuine transition artist. he's phenomenal. He's one of the most phenomenal cosplayers out there that I can think of, that I've met personally and got to know on a personal level. What you see is sheer talent, and who he is one of the most genuine people you'll ever meet. There is no ill intent. You couldn't pay him to be a bad person. He just couldn't do it. He don't have it in his soul.
Okay, well, that was actually funny. I asked my last guest who she wanted on the show, and she's like, "Oh, Ryan Reynolds." I'm like,
well, that's steep.
yeah, I've been left on scene by him. That's it.
He's a busy man, so yeah, I can. That's a steep call.
And then I've also been blocked by Donald Trump.
I don't even think that's Donald Trump. I think you're on the same page as me. I don't think that's truly him. Media. That's the thing is if you're getting behavior like that, to me, that doesn't seem genuine. It seems like it's just somebody running a media site, running a profile.
Yeah. It was basically like, well, Donald, you're dumbass, okay, and stuff like that. And yeah, I got blocked. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, which that doesn't even sound right, because Donald Trump actually has physically made appearances to shake hands with impersonators because he finds that funny himself. He has said that on television. He's humored by that. So that doesn't sound like it was legitimately Donald Trump. Maybe a fanatic of his that landed his name and somehow tricked the platform, which that happens. I mean, Howie Mandel just went through that last year on TikTok. Somebody got his verification. Now, I remember him going, he spent 4 months fighting to get people to know that that's not him.
All right, well, again, Cade, thank you so much, brother. I will send you the link so you can brag to everyone that you're on Mike Time Marty. And
bug the crap out of
it. No worries, man. And if you want to have a chat about you being on Cameo, just let me know.
Definitely. I appreciate everything, Martin, man. You're an amazing person. I love you, brother. And I'm always around if you need me.
Cheers, man. All right, well, this has been Mike Time Marty with legendary guest Cade Frost. Until next time, peace out.